Welcome back, everybody, to the Beggars Canyon Boys. This is episode 58. We are continuing our journey through the exciting animated series of Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Season 5. Today we're talking about episodes 6 through 9, 4-episode arc, focusing on the Younglings. We haven't really got a look at what's going on with the young Jedi during the Clone Wars, so here's our chance. But yeah, before we get in and break it all down, Ryan, I see you're the ambassador for Star Wars Unlimited today, wearing your Star Wars Unlimited shirt.
Yeah, just after a couple big wins at the tourney this weekend, I thought I'd be repping it, and that is accurate. A couple big wins out of the 8 I played there. So yeah,
hey, that's awesome.
1/4 my games.
Yeah, bro. I mean, and I only won half of my games, so it's not not like it's much better.
You won your early games though, so you were playing against better people. I was able not to fall to the bottom of like the barrel of Star Wars Unlimited players.
Well, that's good.
But
you were
a lot of Star Wars characters this weekend.
Oh yeah, bro. And we learned a lot of the new. We met a lot of characters that you had previously only known through Star Wars Unlimited cards today. Well, maybe not a lot, but at least 2.
Gungi, what the hell?
Yeah,
what's
Gungi,
a Gungi? I've been saying Gungi.
And Huyang, what's his name?
Very cool character. Yeah, I didn't even connect it that's a card too until now. You just mentioned it. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. No,
like
you don't
character.
see him played too much these days, but like last set, or maybe the one before that, I saw people using him a lot.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah. What did you think about these? Did you enjoy it? I was like getting into these like a little. Well, sorry, I'll let you answer the question.
No, I think maybe what you're going to say is that you did like these, and I like these a lot too. And I was also getting into them, and I thought the characters. I was like, man, these are like likable characters that I could see myself like caring much more about in the future, which I didn't feel with like the last Rebels little storyline that we had. So I was very happy with it. I thought it was fun. I guess like they could have fleshed out some of them more. I guess I'm thinking about Gungi in particular, but I guess he's just like a Wookiee character that they didn't want to focus on.
His life is worth less than the others? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just think they chose not to make him one of the central protagonists of this ragtag group of Padawan learners who keep calling themselves Jedi, which I guess is kind of interchangeable, but whatever.
Yeah, and they also refer to Ahsoka as Padawan Tano in this too a few times.
That's the only reason I really like picked up on that, because I was like, well, you're calling her Padawan, but you called yourself Jedis.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're all Jedis, you know. Jedi Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, Jedi Youngling.
Sure, they should call her Commander Tano.
I remember when this was first airing, like the first episode, I was like, okay, cool, that was cool. And the way it ends, it seems like that's going to be it. And then like come back next week and we're focusing on the little kids again. I was like, oh God. And then like the second episode obviously ends with like, it's going to continue to the third episode. But the third episode ends with them just like getting away from Hondo's base. And I'm like, okay, we're done. We're done with the kids. And then, nope, there's one more. I just remember like as a kid finding these kind of boring, but I agree with you this time that I quite liked it. I enjoyed getting to know all these characters. I think it was a super interesting look into the processes of Jedi training. And I don't know, like they're all like they none of them are necessarily like annoying or anything. They're all pretty believable kids. I like seeing Ahsoka in this role. I like I even like Hondo here. Like just fun group of episodes, I think.
Although, yeah, I will say Hondo did piss me off here. I was like, "What are you doing, man? Like, we see you flip flop so much, and I get it. He's after the prophet, but like, stop messing with the Jedi. When is that going to work out? Stop messing with Sith Lords too. Clearly, that's not going to work out either. Like, dude, pissing off Count Dooku.
I mean,
Wrong
I think
move.
this is like the last. Like this is like really his definitive turning point into being more of like an anti-hero than like a wishy-washy. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's bad. Because he's real bad at the beginning of this. Like talking about, he's okay with the kids getting killed and stuff. And then by the end of it, he's like, I actually don't bring kids into battle. It's like, okay, well, you told your men that they had the green light to execute the children on the ship earlier, but I guess maybe now that you've talked to them a little bit and you see them, your cold heart is thawing.
Yeah, that one little Padawan that he offered, like, hey, you can join me, become a pirate, escape on my ship. I was like, oh, I know she won't take that, but man, that'd be kind of a crazy little Padawan spin-off story there if she did.
Katuni,
yeah. Man, I liked all those little characters, and I liked that they each had, like, kind of little caricature stereotypes attached to them. I think the one kid even goes, like, according to my calculations when he has his device.
Yeah. But, like, you're introducing us to, like, 6 characters at once. Like, it's helpful for them to have a defining, like, trait like that or something.
Yeah, I think it's charming, like, just the way it's done for the show.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, the first one called The Gathering. This is where Ahsoka takes these Padawans, or I guess they're probably not even Padawans yet. They are youngling graduates, and she's taking them to Ilum to find their Kyber crystals. We got Petro, a human; Katuni, the Thalothian; Biff, the Athorian; Ganodi,
cool.
the Rhodian; Zat, the Nautolan; and Gunji, the Wookiee. I think there's a bit of a darkness to the intro here because the narrator literally says, like, well, too many Jedi are dying, and so we need to like advance new ones faster than we normally would to get them out on the front lines of the battlefield.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot they said that. Kind of like, that is really morbid. Also makes me think, are the Jedi, like, are they hurting? Are they losing this war at this point? Do we have, like, any, like, status on that, really?
I don't know. It seems to always just kind of be at, like, a never-ending stalemate, but...
Yeah. I guess we do see, like, Jedis die every now and then, and we hardly ever see, like, a Sith Lord or, Force user on their side die like that.
There are a lot less of them on that side, though, I feel like.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think we see a lot of, like, non-Force using, like, generals and politicians and stuff like that die on the bad guys' side.
Yeah, but I do always feel like it's lower level, like crony-esque or like crook type guys,
Sure.
versus like, I don't know, Jedi just feels like that feels like a prize catch,
Oh, totally. So I really like the idea, or just like the little plot concept of the ice wall like freezing again as the day goes on. Like when they go to get their crystals, they have to go into this cave on Ilum, and Yoda is like, okay, but as the sun sets, like the ice wall will reform and refreeze, and then you'll be trapped inside if you don't get out before then. Which ends up not actually being true, but
yeah, it's like a Jedi hazing ritual that they're pulling on these younglings.
They love freaking lying to them and stuff.
Although the area, as we saw, is like still dangerous. You can fall through like the icy cracks and potentially get trapped in there and still freeze anyway. I mean,
Totally. Yeah. And going along with like all the little, everybody's got their little character trait. Uh, Everybody also has their own little lesson that they have to learn in order to get their kyber crystal. You know, stuff like overcoming fear or not being selfish or calming your mind or patience.
patience. Yeah. Gunji just has to wait.
Well, he's a Wookiee, man. They're strong, they're brash, they rush into situations. I really like the Gunji moment when he like sits down and meditates. But it's also really funny when he is crossing the ice. They're using like sounds from Lumpy, man. He's sounding like they're like, okay, well, what do we have reference of a child Wookiee sounds before? Oh, I know. We can make him sound like that.
Yeah, I guess this is the first Kid Wookiee we've seen since then. So wait, is Gunji the first canon Kid Wookiee?
I think so. Yeah.
At least Jedi one for sure. Is Gunji the first canon Jedi Wookiee?
Yeah, definitely. Because like in the canon until 2015, Clone Wars and the movies are the only things that are in the canon. So
yeah,
for
I guess
sure.
we would have seen it by now. Otherwise, wow.
Great point. And as Yoda, well, does Yoda say it or no, Hu Yang. What's his name? It's not that. Huang something.
Huang?
Huyang. Yeah, it's whatever. It's not a real word, so I think he says like, "Oh, a Wookiee, very rare for your species to have a Jedi."
Yeah, he says your people must be proud.
Now, the little bit of an issue I have is Yoda being in charge of. Once again, I'll get on my little high horse here. Yoda being the overseer of the lightsaber construction, and he pulls out the lightsaber and starts spinning it around in front of them and being like, "Yes, this is your connection to the Force," and blah blah blah. No, Yoda doesn't feel that way.
He's the one who's used it the most. He's the one who's departed the most souls from their body with his lightsaber. Why shouldn't he be the one that helps them?
No. Just imagine when Yoda is training Luke, and I could make my own little defense for this, as in like Yoda actually learned lessons from the Clone Wars and Order 66 and everything, and after that he's much more anti-weapons, all that. So there's part of that there, but I can't help but think about when he's training Luke. Not only is there zero mention of the lightsaber, in fact, he discourages him from bringing it into the trial cave with him, and pretty much fighting is like the last thing on his mind. But whatever.
Yeah, it's just a cool part of the Star Wars mythos now that they wanted to include Yoda here. They said we got an opportunity, and we have very few like upper echelon Jedi that we can throw in here for it. So let's use Yoda, a popular character. So that's why Yoda gets used for stuff like this, I think.
I mean, yeah, definitely. But like, I feel like it should be Mace Windu for the lightsaber thing.
Dude, I noticed they don't use him that much, and I thought like for Anakin and Obi-Wan stuff, they weren't using him just because like I think Mace has a line in Revenge of the Sith to Anakin where he says like, "Oh, if you told me the truth about Palpatine, like you'll have my trust." So it kind of seemed like they didn't have a big relationship before, didn't know each other. And I know Mace Windu just like in general was kind of like iffy on Anakin, so it'd be hard to do episodes with them together because the episode resolutions are usually like, "Oh, we worked together and got along," you know?
Yeah. I think you're right, but I think they don't really use Yoda or Mace Windu that much, and it feels like it's been a while since we've had episodes focusing on other Jedi. Like Plo Koon and Kit Fisto were showing up a lot earlier in the series, I feel like, but they haven't really been doing much recently. I guess we just had Adi Gallia get murked, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's a nice opportunity to see Yoda, and I think Yoda is a good choice for like dealing with the children and stuff like that. Like he's very sweet and whatever.
The missed opportunity though is like I kept when they were in the cave, I kept wondering like, please cut back to Ahsoka and Yoda. I just want to know what they're talking about while they're waiting.
Totally,
Like, what is going on there?
that would be awesome.
Yeah. Like who they have faith in, who they who needs a little push, something like that.
But I think it's fun when freaking what's his name Pe-
Oh, the first kid to come out.
yeah, what Petro. I keep forgetting because it's like almost like Pedro, but I know it's
Yeah.
a little Star Warsified.
Pedro. Pedro
Yeah.
Pascal.
He comes out with he thinks he's got his crystal, but it's just water,
Idiot.
just ice. He has to
What
go
a
back
moron. I wouldn't have done that. I would have found my crystal.
So yeah, they all got to learn their little lessons. Then, after the first episode, it's pretty much a three-parter about Hondo kidnapping. Well, not necessarily intentionally, but Hondo trying to get the crystals, then kidnaps Ahsoka, and then Grievous shows up, and they, all this stuff. Awesome. I love when they join the circus for a little bit, and we get some extended looks at their acrobatic acts. Probably my favorite part of Clone Wars so far.
Yeah, it's crazy they just knew all the formations to do. It must be a part of Jedi training that we don't see.
Guess we saw him doing backflips and stuff in the intro, but
Yeah, but together in coordination?
no, totally. I'm not. I
That's a
agree
force
with you.
ability?
Yeah, dude. Just gymnastics routines, or more like cheerleading routines. I feel like.
Yeah. I like how the ringmaster there was like immediately like, yes, we needed this. Like, come on,
Yeah,
come with
yeah.
us.
I do like drunk Hondo getting pulled into the show though by the Twi'lek girls, and he's like, "Yes, okay, I'm gonna be a big part of the show. All right, let's go."
Man, he seems like he'd just be fun to be. He's got a good life going. He's just being a pirate around the galaxy, doing well, clearly, having a blast, partying all the time.
Doing well until this point, really.
Well, yeah. Okay, sure. I guess his actions do catch up to him, and kind of the strictest Count Dooku I feel like we've seen also. He was not messing around with him. He was genuinely upset about that.
Yeah, yep. And Grievous just starts open firing on his whole base, just collapsing all his home.
Badass Grievous display here, by the way. It's like he was scary and good in these episodes.
Dude,
and I know he was like going against kids, but come on.
But still, I mean, that's kind of legitimately freaky because I don't know. I think we've established Grievous at this point at being like a bit of a coward, right? Like any like real Jedi, he's gonna like put up a fight against for a second and then have to run away. I mean, I guess he actually does get the upper hand on Obi-Wan and these, but he's got a whole army behind him and stuff. But anyway, like that's why I think he is kind of scary again when he's up against kids, because it's like, well, Grievous probably doesn't discriminate, or we know he has no problem just killing kids, and like, he is like willing to be like, oh yes, like another lightsaber. I killed a Jedi, and he's probably not gonna like tell anyone that it was kids. But he's like, look, I just killed 6 Jedi. Oh, he's willing to do that for the clout of it.
Yeah, true. And hey, you can't call him, the constant retreater. He was not the one retreating from this battle. It was Ahsoka and those younglings running out of there, And man, Grievous's little lightsaber fight with Ahsoka, I thought that was really cool. And like, Grievous was moving more like he was in Revenge of the Sith than he has been so far. He even pulled like that move where he's like spinning the lightsaber super fast against the ground in this like a couple times. And he was like crawling much more than he was before. Great Grievous stuff.
I loved seeing him crawling. That's always a treat. And him getting pissed off, and also great when he's going through Obi-Wan's Venator and he like crushes that clone's head with his foot, and he's like picking up a lot of them with his claw feet and throwing them around and stuff. Like, pretty solid.
That's when Obi-Wan decided he'd kill Grievous in the future.
Yeah. I do it's little things too, but I always get excited to see moments of Cody and Obi-Wan like working together. And Cody's like, "Master, the gas tank." And he's like, "Oh, good call." And then I'm like, "Yay, they're friends."
That actually made me think of like when Grievous does die in Revenge of the Sith, because like his body just like turns into fire in there after he gets shot. And I was like, man, it's almost, I mean, I don't know if they were trying to like foreshadow there, but I was like, they're trying to cook him sort of the same way in right here.
Mm-hmm. But they had to kind of like pull his armor open and then like shoot his heart like 5 times for it to catch on fire. But he's tough to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of worried that we might not have a ton to say about these episodes other than like, yeah, they're pretty good, pretty fun.
Yeah. I guess we did skip like the entire middle episode where like Ahsoka actually, uses the airlock system to get all the pirates out of there. The kids hide in the ventilation system.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's
I do like like Huyang. I apologize. He is a very cool like design, and I like him doing. I know you're not familiar with Harry Potter, but it's very much like Harry going to Ollivander's wand shop in the first Harry Potter movie. The way he's like, "Oh yes, so like, what'll it be? Like this material infused with this thing and blah blah blah." I mean, it has to have been like directly inspired by that, because even the way he's like going through all his little drawers and stuff with materials, super reminiscent of that. I do think it's pretty exciting that we actually get to see like a bunch of lightsaber construction going on, and like it looks very cool. Like I like them all meditating and all the pieces floating and forming together to make the lightsaber, and then Petro's it's like, oh, if you ignite that, it's going to explode in your hand. So like try again, and you have to do it the right way and can't rush it, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I also thought it was cool that Droid knew everything about like the history of certain lightsabers, like the battles they'd been through, and everything. I think he mentioned like 2 like historical Jedi wars or events that predate the Clone Wars, and I was like, what are those?
I know he did. I meant to write those down, but I forget what he drops there. But he also
wait. Before I forget, though, just real quick, they also mentioned at the end of one of these episodes as a little teaser joke, like, "Oh, we'd love to hear the story of like how Yoda got his Kyber crystal." And I was like, "Yeah, I do want to see that. I want to see that." Okay, yeah,
that would be awesome, because he says he's literally constructed lightsabers for thousands of generations.
Yeah,
not just thousands of years.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. That's a crazy amount of time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so probably like 50,000 years he's been around for. Crazy.
That is crazy. Also, man, I feel like it was kind of I get you can't go really crazy with the lightsabers because most lightsabers don't have like, super personalized, flamboyant designs, but I thought we'd get a little more personalization from each of their lightsabers. Like only Gunji really had one that was like Okay, his is special because he's a Wookiee and he has to feel the wood of the tree or whatever.
Right. Which is nice, I think, and his wooden lightsaber is pretty cool looking. But I
I
agree
wanted
with
more.
you.
I thought it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have all had like, especially the Nautilin, Zat could have had like some kind of more technological panel on his or something like that. Like, uh, I don't know.
Also,
I
do any
agree.
Jedi have the curved handle? Like he threw that up as an option, and I was thinking, do any of them use that one? Or I've only seen
Yeah,
like Ventress's.
Dooku uses it too. So, but Dooku did use it before when he was still a Jedi. So he still used it. So
Okay.
I guess that's the one example I can think of. Let me see, 'cause that's a good question. Who uses curved hilt lightsabers? Yeah, I know Dooku and Ventress use them. Okay, they say a bunch of people in the High Republic, uh, you know, which we don't really, which even me myself doesn't really know anything about. Um, Barris Offee, maybe? And then, well, I'm seeing some other stuff, but it wouldn't be people or wouldn't be things we've seen before. So,
Hmm.
but yeah, I think so far Dooku and Ventress and maybe Barris Offee are the only people we've seen use it.
Well, it would have been cool even if they were like, they don't have to be such eccentric little, trinkets or whatever you want to throw on to the lightsaber hilt. But if it was like, okay, this grip is more suited towards like maybe your personality or your force style, that'd be cool to see. But
Even your species, like the hands of your species, it fits into that. Because especially what the Rhodian girl has some crazy hands. Um,
yeah, do they just have like the three fingers with
Gnodi,
like the
like suction cups.
spheres at the end? Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I guess a bit of a missed op, but they do look pretty sick when Ahsoka's like, "Everybody get back," and they all ignite them at the same time. Like, all right, little squad.
Yeah, did you like at the end when everyone also touched all their lightsabers together?
Yeah, yeah. See, I was getting a little stressed there when everyone was igniting them all so close to each other, though. I'm like, these guys just built these. Like, I
Yeah.
don't trust that they should just be swinging them around.
The
willy-nilly.
Force would tell you if something was wrong.
Yeah.
The adults know. The adults know.
I also think like when they're first, um, so like they sneak in with the circus to take Ahsoka away, and the episode ends. But then the final episode before Grievous comes in starts with like a chase, very well directed chase actually, with the ship flying over top their speeder and them all grabbing on to like the boarding platform and everything. Like that was really exciting, like well paced action sequence. I feel like, but once that doesn't work and they kind of crash out, and the pirates catch up to him, Ahsoka's like, "Yup, you got us." And it's like there were like two pirates there.
Yeah, it does feel like a little. I didn't like earlier also like in the episodes Ahsoka us getting that cliffhanger of like, oh, was she on the ship or was she on their ship? Then like we immediately cut to her like as their hostage. I would have just liked to see her put up a fight, which I'm sure she did in that moment, but I don't know. I was like, man, Ahsoka's losing against these pirates a little too often for my liking.
Yeah, I mean, same. And it felt like because like, excuse me, they like took her lightsabers, and they're like, "All right, jigs up, you're coming back with us." It's like, it's two guys just force push them up and off the side of the cliff or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
really.
I don't know.
Dude, one of my I liked Petro the best of the group, I think, just because he made me laugh so early on when he was like, when I build my lightsaber, the first two things I'm going to do are duel Obi-Wan Kenobi and kill Grievous.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Good
why do you
luck,
want to duel
buddy.
Obi?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he is kind of known as like the ultimate duelist. He's like a celebrity. I and I like that status too when he's on the hologram with them and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Obi-Wan!" We all
Yeah,
like that. That's fun because I guess
I'd be like that
Obi-Wan.
around him too.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the top Jedi would be big celebrities in their community.
And I think Anakin would scare me a little bit, but I think Obi-Wan would be like the top dog that is like also very welcoming and friendly.
Yeah, Yoda would be like uh so humble and probably like came up and talked to you on the first day of the Jedi Temple. So like it's not you're kind of over that. Mace Windu and Anakin would be very scary to approach. And then Obi-Wan would be the one where you're like, ooh man, I'd love for him to be my friend, but he's probably busy. He probably doesn't want to talk to me because he's too cool. But
Yeah. And there's Keanu Mundi who would also scare me. And there's
uh,
Plo Koon who would also scare me.
Plo Koon is nice though. Kiadi Mundi's a fuckhead.
Plo Koon looks a little too intimidating though for a youngling.
Yeah, yeah. But I guess they're probably used to like
That's
there's
fair.
other
I'm thinking like my human mind
yeah.
seeing Plo Koon.
Um Keldor, yeah, I couldn't think of the species for a bit, but I bet they have like fellow Keldor younglings around.
Gosh, but what if you're from like a planet like Earth, you know, where the sort of apex species is just homogenous in biology, and then you haven't really you're a force user, you get found, you haven't been exposed to all those aliens. Do they like soft shock you into it first? Do they show you some pictures? What do they do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like this
Yeah,
is a Rhodian.
it's a good point, especially if you were like out on a farm in the middle of nowhere or something, but then maybe you would have like, oh, like once a year my family takes all our earnings into the big bustling port city and then you see a bunch of crazy aliens there.
True. Yeah, that's right. I guess I forgot that it's an intergalactic society basically that is trading and traveling with each other all the time.
But I mean that you know, I'm sure there's still isolated cultures that don't have much knowledge or contact to the outside world.
Are there any force users who are like sort of like a synonymous story with like Raised by Wolves, where it's like, oh, this character was, you know, raised by some force creatures or something and heightened their force abilities, and then the Jedi or the Sith found them and something like that.
Oh man, that is a cool idea and genuinely sounds familiar to me. Like a Jungle Book type of situation.
Yeah, but with the force.
I mean, there are definitely like creatures that are more connected to the force than others and have, you know, maybe some kind of like latent force abilities. So that seems very possible. And there's there's an example I can think of that is kind of close to that in a way, but I wouldn't be
Or
surprised.
yeah, or like someone who figured out the force like non-linguistically and all by themselves, you know?
And like didn't really even quite know what it was or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess Anakin is kind of close to that because like in Phantom Menace they're talking about him like it's like can he maybe like predict things before they happen a little bit or have like really fast reflexes and stuff. They're like, yeah, he can, and he didn't really know what that was.
That's interesting. I wonder what his biggest display of force usage that we missed because we weren't there and he was just a little young kid was.
I know. I need a collection of short stories, Tales from Watto's Junkyard.
I'm surprised that's not already made, to be honest.
I want to see the purchasing day from Gardula.
It's dark.
Yeah, well, I want to see it.
That's the kind of storytelling you like to see. The kind that challenges you.
Yeah,
Makes you think
exactly.
deeper about the
Speaking
extreme
of,
circumstances of life. Yeah, go on.
no, sorry. Thinking deep though, Patrick, when you were talking about Petro talking about how he wants to duel Obi-Wan and fight Grievous, Patrick was watching the first two of these episodes with me, and he was like, "Man, this is kind of sad. Like they're going through all this just to probably all get killed in like less than a year."
Yeah. That I did think about that. Like we know all these kids die, presumably, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that like some of them survive and just kind of remain in hiding. I mean, there seems to be an infinite amount of Jedi that actually did survive Order 66 whenever they just kind of need one for a story. But, you know, these kids specifically, I don't remember seeing in any post Order 66 stuff. Could be wrong about that, but
We should get a little Clone Wars special episode where they go to that planet, or I guess that like fucking different dimension, the Force dimension with like the father and daughter that Anakin, Obi, and Ahsoka went to, so that they can all just see visions of their future, and then we just get like little clips of how they get killed in Order 66 in the future.
yes, that's a good idea. It's probably most of them are very similar. Just members of the 501st shoot them in the back in the middle of the temple. Yeah.
Yeah, sad.
They're probably running to Shaak Ti or something like, help us.
There had to be some real like cool Jedi last stands out there, though. There has to be.
Dude, like freaking George Lucas's son protecting Bail Organa while he gets into his little getaway vehicle.
I mean something with a little more, like its own story behind it.
Yeah, true. I guess that one Purge Seconds to Die comic about the Keldor, the female Keldor who's like Plo Koon's niece or whatever.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
That was kind of like that. I mean, she doesn't die, but we in the raid on the Jedi Temple, but we do get to see like Jocasta Nu's last stand and a little bit more of that. Ooh, brutal scene.
Yeah, I guess I'd love to see all the Jedi perish in their little individual stories.
Yeah, I mean, initially the Order 66 like montage was much longer in Revenge of the Sith, and we saw more extended versions of more Jedi getting killed. But I think it was a little too grim.
Does Shaak Ti die in the extended version of that, and then also the deleted scene?
She dies twice in deleted scenes. Like, yeah,
Okay.
She gets killed by Grievous at the beginning, and then she gets killed by Anakin during the in the Jedi Temple.
I was like, I have two visuals in my head of her dying, so
Yep.
and like at both those spots, I was like, what?
And then there she is in The Force Unleashed as well, so she dies
Yeah.
the third time there.
Rough.
Yeah. So the other interesting thing about this was this was scrapped, but this was kind of a pseudo pilot for a spin-off show of the Clone Wars, focusing on these characters.
Oh, okay. You know what? I could see it, but Ahsoka would have to be a part of it, I think. Otherwise, I don't know if I'd buy into it immediately.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Yoda could be there.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there's other Jedi.
But yeah, that never ended up happening. They do eventually do this really like young audiences cartoon called Young Jedi Adventures. That's more recent and is about like Yoda training younglings, but it's for like a 4 and 5 year old audience, like very young.
Not during the Clone Wars, is it?
I think it's pre Phantom Menace.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say if you're going that young with the Star Wars stories, it's kind of hard to figure out where to place it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you put it before Phantom Menace, it can be like this was relatively a peaceful time for everyone and just kind of
Hmm.
all learning about the Force and stuff.
Yeah, man, I'm a little interested to see what Star Wars media for like babies looks like, but
I mean, I think we could watch like I think they're like, 12-minute episodes. So maybe we watch just one or two of those when we get there.
yeah.
I've never seen any of it before, so I'm curious as well.
Yeah, I guess like they just probably focus on the good lessons of the Force and keep out some of the, like more nuanced
Yeah.
stuff that we can get into.
I'm guessing it doesn't get too crazy. Um oh bro, I also just remembered this from looking at promotional material for the season. I'm going to send you this image right here. Um, what? Okay, I guess I have to. What the fuck? Just let me save image. Um, uh, uh, um, hello.
Hello.
Studio chat. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Okay, I'm sorry. This is going poorly.
Take your time.
Let me just share my screen. You see that?
I do. Yeah. Wait, what was this for the
Promotional
season
material for the season.
for the season 5 premiere or just the season 5 in general?
Just season 5 in general. Yeah, like right before the season premiere. Who will
All right,
fall?
we know who falls here.
Well, we've seen Audi Gallia fall, yes. But
No, true. I guess more than one could potentially fall.
there's still, we don't know the fate of any of these characters right here.
Embo.
I think that was a thing. That was a big thing for the Clone Wars at the time, was that like, oh yeah, like all these original characters or someone like Maul who, we don't see in Revenge of the Sith, like they could all just die at any time, theoretically.
Yeah. I'm guessing Maul will die. I can't see him surviving past this show unless I don't know if the new Maul show like takes place. I don't know where it takes place. So,
Well, you'll have to wait and find out.
but I know the Mandalorian and Grogu takes place after the Clone Wars stuff we're seeing now. So, again, Embo must survive.
Dude, what are you talking about? Yeah, that would be kind of weird if their big death was Embo.
Oh, there's a big death.
I don't know. I was just saying it would be
Put
weird.
that
if it
back
was
up
Embo.
again. Put that back up again.
Audi Gallia. It was just Audi Gallia who died.
Darth Maul I'd consider a big death, though. Maybe you wouldn't.
I would.
Rex, I can't see dying. Well,
I mean, out of these, like, I would think like Maul, Rex, Ahsoka, Ventress, even Satine. Those would all be like pretty big.
yeah. I don't know. Savage seems kind of he'd be a little big too, but
Yeah.
I guess it depends. It just seems like they've invested a lot in him, but I guess they could easily just be doing that to cut him down quickly. But I feel like if they were going to, Darth Maul would have done it already.
Yeah, I mean, we will have to see. There's definitely some really good Maul and Savage stuff coming up later in the season.
Oh, they end up fighting. And the brothers hate each other by the end. And then Maul has to kill Savage because Savage has joined with the Jedi. And they're all fighting against Maul. And he says, no, brother. Like that.
That sounds pretty cool.
Is that what happens?
No, but that does
You're
sound
like,
cool.
fuck. He just wrote the season 5 finale.
That's not what happens. That's not what happens. Man, I was 14 when these were coming out.
That's a good age to be watching this darker Star Wars material start to form.
Yeah, totally. But you can see also why I was like not feeling the Younglings arc when I was 14 as well. I like it more now. And I'm hoping that's the case with this next arc as well. It is a 4-part droids arc. Uh-oh. We get a new cast of droid characters to follow along with.
What's going on with this season, man? What's going on?
Just all these 4-part don't really have anything to do with anything.
They're saving their best stuff for the last episodes?
I mean, I will say episodes 14 through 20 are all incredible. So
okay.
And I don't remember this droid one pretty much at all, other than the same feeling of when I was a kid being like, wait, there's another droid one after this? And the first 2 were December 1st and December 8th. And then the show went on hiatus for the winter break and came back January 5th, and it's still another droid one. So you have to wait like a month for the show to come back, and then there's still 2 more droid episodes to get through.
That's actually crazy after having Maul and Savage in the first episode of the season, and not even the second, right? It was just the first.
Yeah, just the first, which was supposed to be the like 13th episode of the season. But I guess
so people really had to wait.
Yeah, I mean they pulled it because you remember, like we talked about this in that episode. Hondo references the stuff about Grievous coming and blowing up his whole ish.
Yeah,
so it was supposed to be after that, but then yeah, I mean, understandably so. They were like, I think we need something to kick off the season a little more exciting.
Yeah, I guess I was expecting. Not that I haven't liked the stuff we've been watching, but I've been expecting some craziness from this season so far, and it hasn't quite delivered, Jackson.
Well, we got to get through 4 more droid ones, and then I promise you the last 8 episodes are fantastic.
Apparently, someone will be following. I'm guessing it won't be in these droid episodes.
Yeah, the big death is R2, but they put them back together before Revenge of the Sith. I do think, though, that R2 is like leading the ragtag group. I barely remember these at all, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, I guess I should go in with an open mind, but a 4-episode storyline?
I know.
About the droids? It sounds like a lot.
Uh-huh. It really does. But
with C-3PO too?
I don't know. I don't think C-3PO's there.
Okay, interesting.
I'm looking at the thumbnail, and we got a pink astromech harkening back to the Great Heap.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
So, there we go.
A little more interested now.
Yeah. Maybe R2-D2's got a little love interest.
Mm-hmm. I can't do his trilling. His excited trilling.
It's so funny how R2 is always just there for like these missions. Like they don't have any other droid to go along with Ahsoka and the Younglings. Like R2's there. Isn't he supposed to be helping Anakin fly the Starfighter?
Didn't need him today, I guess.
Yeah.
Had to shock some pirates.
What's Anakin doing? I mean, whatever. Obviously, everyone's doing something. But Anakin wasn't with Obi-Wan. He wasn't with Ahsoka.
Padme.
Yeah. Maybe they're conceiving right now. Because we're getting close. We're getting close.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's potentially where he is.
Get a couple days off.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to fight every day, does he? That'd be terribly exhausting.
They give him like some shore leave type stuff. Like you get 3 days to just chill at Coruscant before we send you back out again. Unless an
Man,
emergency happens and we need everyone, then
which probably happens pretty often in
I mean,
like
there's always
intergalactic.
yeah. I mean, Obi-Wan was gonna just send Cody by himself to go help free Ahsoka, and then Grievous shows up with the fleet.
Yeah. Man, good seeing Cody though. I like seeing Obi-Wan just with Cody. I feel like we've not gotten too much spotlight on them.
I know.
Not that that even really was.
I miss Cody. The one episode where like Rex and Cody are doing detective work to figure out who the traitor is. Like that was really good.
Yeah.
I love seeing like the slight. I mean, I know we've talked about it, but just the slight variations in personality with the clones and like it's pretty cool.
We need like a team up of like Rex, Commander Cody, and the Wolf Pack folks or Wolf Squad,
yeah.
whatever it is.
Commander Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But we'll get some more like 501st stuff with fives and all them.
I just hope by the end of the season, like we're on an empty battlefield on some destroyed planet. Doctor Strange opens his portals. All the clones start coming through against Darth Maul. Just every clone, every Jedi. And Maul's like, "Oh no!" Ventress comes out of one. What? Oh my god! So good.
She's back. Oh yeah, Hondo has freaking Boba Fett's ship for some reason.
Really confused me there for a second because I was like, "Oh, is like Boba or like Aura showing up here? Like, what is going on?"
I guess the last time we saw that ship was when it got shot down with Aura in it.
Yeah, I guess in my head I was like, okay, I guess that's just like a model of ship though in this universe. Like, is uniquely that shape? There's no other ones like that, or is that?
So I don't know for sure, and I guess this isn't canon anymore. But in the Bounty Hunter video game that is taking place before Attack of the Clones, and you're playing as Jango Fett, it does show him getting the ship. It's on this prison asteroid where they have like these 10 prototypes of that ship as like a new security patrol ship, but they're all new prototypes. These are the only 10 in existence. And to get off of the asteroid, he has to steal one. But when he steals it, he flies out, turns around, and blows up all the other ones. So I think it is the only one like that.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess he got it somehow.
Yeah, just scavenging.
Do we see Aura again in this season?
I don't think so.
Damn.
But no, I don't believe so.
We will see her again in Clone Wars, though. I guess that'd be the last season, right?
There's 2 more seasons.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember. Did she? She no, she didn't die.
Well, I guess we don't know, but I thought like maybe I was just in my head being like, no, she didn't die because we didn't see her die, and like all the characters we don't see really officially die have just come back later. But I guess I can't Google did Aura Singh die, or like how does Aura Singh die? Try like how Luke Skywalker dies. How does Luke Skywalker die?
Dude, what are you doing?
How does Chewbacca die? Let me guess, he doesn't. He's one of the few characters still standing.
Oh, whoa, what?
She's still alive? Really?
No, but I don't know. This must be in some comic or something. Well, spoilers, I guess. I'm reading about her death right now, and I didn't know this.
Oh, we don't see it like in the Clone Wars or anything?
No. I mean, sorry for that. That's a bit of a spoiler, I guess. But
well, what? Knowing she died? That's not. Well, oh, you're saying, I guess, like, now, if I see her in the story, I won't be thinking she's at risk.
Yeah, dude, you won't be scared.
I mean, all of these characters, I assume, like get killed off at some point.
Right. What the?
Well, when's Well, no, I guess not. I guess if Embo isn't dead, well, Mandalorian is after episode 4, right? That's when it takes place.
Um, it it takes place after all the original trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Spoiler.
Yeah. So if Empo's still alive, I guess a lot of folks like Cad Bane or could all be alive, but I guess now I know Aura is not.
I guess so, but I didn't. I thought I figured she was dead because like I don't remember seeing her and like all this other stuff, but I just read about it and I was like, whoa, what these characters? What? But I think it's in. I think it's just mentioned in something kind of off screen. So
Oh, we don't even see her? It's just like Jabba saying, oh, yeah, like we hung up that Aura Singh back there.
kind of something like that. Yep.
That sucks, dude.
Bummer. But I
How
just
does
started
Boba
reading
Fett die?
this Darth Maul comic from 2017, and it's a pre Phantom Menace Darth Maul, and he's teaming up with Cad Bane and Aura Singh in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of fun.
So he knows them.
Yeah.
So this isn't his first rodeo with like the underworld.
No. I guess that's probably what they were like trying to justify with the comic, is being like, no, see, actually, he always kind of had these connections going.
Yeah. Well, hey. Sounds cool.
No, it's fun. It's fun. It's just like a 5-issue miniseries written by Cullen Bunn of Harrow County fame, and the Magneto solo series.
Yeah. We talked about that one before on this very podcast. We talked about that one before.
Yep. I love the artist for that. It's the same guy who did Vision with Tom King. What's that guy's name?
I don't remember. I always remember the cover for that issue though, with like the barbed wire sort of building out Magneto's helmet. Very cool.
Very cool. I like the first several issues of that Magneto series, but it kind of gets swept up into the Axis event, which is complete garbage. So that kind of messes up the momentum of it a little bit. But
Yeah, I don't think I finished that, but I do remember liking the initial issue. I may have just read the first issue of it, honestly, because I think I picked it up like in a comic book store just because I was like, that looks cool. And I'm just getting into comics, you know?
I mean, that was a nice thing they were doing around the time. They were launching a lot of like solo series of random characters that felt like pretty accessible, not super like continuity heavy tied in things around that like 2015 era.
Yeah, what was I picking up back then even? It was like Spider-Man stuff and like random West Coast Avengers stories.
Secret Wars, bro.
No, I read that afterwards. I read that after I read well, I guess I did in order. I read Hickman's Avengers first, which leads into Secret Wars, right?
Yeah.
And then I read the Hickman's Fantastic Four. So I read that out of order.
Yeah, same. I read Avengers and Secret Avengers and then Secret Wars and then went back and read Fantastic Four. But I read so many of the tie-ins for Secret Wars. I was like, I'm gonna know everything about, and most of them are not good. But
yeah, event tie-ins I'm like always super dubious of because like with omnibuses, just like the way they would map them out is usually you would get the event, and then the rest of it would just be like all the like random fucking spin-off issues from the event, like spin-off little mini series from the event, all that stuff, like random character focused issues from the event. And like I would finish the event on an omnibus and I'd be like, okay, I want to give this omnibus a proper review, but now I have to fucking slog through these awful like little like 2-issue comics over and over again.
And they're usually so worthless. Like,
And it's like I know the event ends now because you put the event first. So none of
right.
this like already the stakes of comic books are somewhat lower, and so I have to get into the character aspect of it. But if I know like narratively what happens, also it's like kind of you're really working with very little to make those effective.
Like in theory, a tie into an event is cool. Like, oh well, what? Let's focus in on this more niche character. What were they doing while this crazy thing was going on, or how do they feel about it? But they rarely live up to that potential. Every now and then, they're cool. But
To me, Mutant Massacre is like the only event, and you know maybe it's because it's like the first X-Men event where they actually had legitimately cool tie-ins, like the Power Pack for Sabretooth issue, then
yeah,
like Daredevil, in like in Hell's Kitchen with the power outage and like people revolting and everything
yeah,
by Ann Nocenti. That issue's amazing. Like
I
she's so
agree.
good. Good stuff.
God, I love the Innocenti Daredevil. Freaking uh, John Romita Jr. doing great work on there too.
I want to read her run. I've heard it's like a super underrated one. I love like all the writing of hers I've encountered so far, and I've just like not seen that in any type of collected edition.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe just recently they put one out, but I just read it on Marvel Unlimited. But I like her Daredevil run quite a lot. I mean, to follow up Frank Miller is like such a huge ask, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna like do something different. It's like,
Yeah.
sweet, awesome. Okay, um, I'm gonna go catch the fourth quarter of this basketball game and have some dinner.
Okay. Sounds good.
Unless you have more thoughts about these eps, but
I did want to talk about Gunji like a lot more, but if you really want to go and watch basketball instead of talking about Gunji, that's totally fine, dude.
you like his little underbite.
Yeah, I also liked when they were in the like the snowy little crystal place on what planet is it? Itham?
Ilum.
Ilum on Ilum. All the close-ups of him, we got to see all the ice on his fur.
Yeah.
All right,
Ooh,
that's
and
it.
Ahsoka looks cool in her big winter coat too.
Oh yeah, Ahsoka animation model I feel like keeps changing episode to episode, and she looks cooler every time, and she looks older every time.
Yep. I'm a fan. All right. Dude, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Arrivederci.